Hello and welcome to another episode of Roach Koach, the new metal podcast you deserve.
Roach Koach
podcast.
My name is Lauren Kozlowski. With me, as always, the original Roach Rider, Mr. Matt Nas.
Keep it rolling, baby.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen, back with you for another episode of Roach Koach. Matt, there has been so much going on in the world of new metal that we got to talk about it for a little episode we call Who's Tweeting?
Who's tweeting?
That's right. We're going over feedback. We're going over questions. We're going over new metal news. Some call it new news.
New news.
Matt, we got the biggest of new news.
I love this. This is a good one.
It's a segment we love. It's called Who's Reuniting?
Who is?
Matt, this one, the call is coming from inside the house. And this house, why do you say inside the house, Lauren? Whose house? Our house of friends. That's right. Primer 55 is back, baby.
Yes.
Josh Toomey broke the news on his pod, on his Facebook page, on all his socials to let everybody know Primer 55 is back. I can just say, as someone who is a close personal friend of Josh Toomey, he texted me a couple days before to let me know I got the scoop, but I kept it to myself to let him break the news. Indeed, Primer 55 is back. Josh Toomey, Bobby Burns, Preston Nash, Donnie the DRP Polinsky, our Primer 55. They're going to be hitting the road because, listen, Toomey, he's been cooped up, baby. He's been cooped up at home.
Up too long.
And anyone who knows
The road dog has to return.
That's right. He's got to get that. He's got to get that rubber to the road. He's got to get out there. Matt, you and I went to Louisville Loves New Metal last year.
Absolutely.
We saw Josh Toomey on the stage.
It was delightful.
It was so good. And we said it then. This man's in his element. You need to get him back on a stage, not once a year, once a day. All right?
365 on stage.
Absolutely. He needs to be on a stage every day. It's where he needs to be. Put that bass in his hand. Give him a microphone, the background vocals. Let's do it. Primer 55 to back. I don't have any dates. I don't know. No dates. I got no dates.
Here's the thing. Cat's out of the bag.
Right.
But the cat didn't bring the
bag
date list. Didn't bring the bag of dates.
The bag of dates. The cat's out of the bag, and then we said to the cat, "Do you have another bag?" And he's like, "No, I don't have any."
The cat's, look, man, I'm a cat.
I
Unpredictable, wily.
Exactly. But Primer's back. We're excited for it. We're excited for the details. We're excited for the shows. Obviously, get in the pit for Toomey. Get in the pit for the boys. It's going to be a hot one. We're very, very excited. Now, Matt, we'd love to hear about boots on the ground.
Do love to hear about boots on the ground.
And we hear about boots on the ground from all different types of places. We will hear it from our DMs. We will hear it in emails. Sometimes we hear it in unexpected places. Say, I take my son to tennis practice, and I am talking to another dad who I'm friends with. His name is Joe. He went to Sonic Temple, and he said he went there with his wife. 2 reasons.
Number 1,
Incubus.
Ah.
Number 2, Linkin Park. And I said, okay, I've seen Incubus. I know the story there.
You've seen the bus in the last 5 years, I want to say.
Yeah, but Linkin Park, especially this new Linkin Park.
Right.
What was the experience like? So what Joe had to tell me was he said that at certain moments, he said, if you're not looking at the stage and you are just listening, Emily is dead on. Perfect. He couldn't believe it. He said, though, in other cases, not so much. And he said, stage presence wise, we got work to do.
Ooh.
He said he wasn't sure if it was the size of the venue, the event, but he felt like she was like not in the zone. But he said sound wise, she more than often than not nailed it. He said that there were certain songs that he was very excited to hear, and he said she sounded impeccable. Like her screams were on point. But he said as an onstage performer, he said it was very hit and miss. Very hit and miss.
Okay. I can see that because she hasn't been in this type of band before. So learning how to play big festivals on
Mhm.
big stages, it's tough. Not easy.
Well, it's also the realization you have when it's not, Linkin Park didn't start on stages that big. They
Right.
started opening up for other bands and then suddenly, made the jump, made the jump, made the jump. And that's how so many bands have done it. And in this case, she basically was in a smaller band. And then suddenly it's like, by the way, you're going to be playing nothing but the biggest stages around the globe. Hope you're ready. And
Hope you're ready to sing these songs that 10 million people know.
exactly. Yeah. So the pressure's on. But yeah, because he said, he said the fact that she sounded so good made he felt that was honestly, he's like, very forgivable. He's, I'm not going to like totally dock her, but he said, yeah, performance wise, he thought she'd be a little bit better, but yeah, he said she was not the greatest performer. But, you know, we have not talked too much about the ongoing downsizing of venues for this Linkin Park tour. I think
Mhm.
some people are luxuriating in that a little bit more. And I want to say that I don't want Linkin Park to fail. A
No.
new metal, listen, new metal waves raise all new metal ships. I'm working on this metaphor. It's not done yet. It's not done yet.
All right,
Okay.
no notes yet
Thank
then.
you, man. Don't give me notes yet. All right. I'm working on it. Okay. But anyway, I'm saying
Probably wouldn't have started with waves, but
maybe not. Maybe not. That's why it's a work in progress. But I would say that we want Linkin Park to succeed. We don't want them to
absolutely.
fail. And I think that Josh Toomey's talked about this as well in his show, and is that there seems to be people very upset at the idea that Linkin Park would continue on, as if Linkin Park is the only band ever in existence to decide to continue to make music despite a band member dying who was crucial to the sound. This is not new. Bands have been doing this forever, since before any of us were born.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Matt, if you want me to name just a couple bands, I'll name one.
What? Okay.
AC/DC.
What?
Yeah, Matt.
You mean what?
Matt, I
Oh
don't
my god.
I don't want to
Oh
blow
my
your mind.
God.
I don't want to
Oh
blow your
my
mind here.
God.
But AC/DC's got on their they were on their second singer. First singer died. And they brought in another guy. And then the album they made
Back in Black.
Back in Black is one of the biggest albums of all time.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think From Zero is Linkin Park's Back in Black.
No.
But I don't think that they're wrong to try to do this. I think it's totally within their rights. And obviously people are upset about like the Scientology aspect of everything, but
Right. Yes.
I still think they were within their rights to do it. And I feel like maybe we've already talked about this before on the show in the past.
Oh yeah,
But,
yeah.
But
it got a rousing positive response.
people loved it. People loved it. Listen, I hope nothing but the best for Linkin Park, but I will say that I already bought From Zero once, and I'm not buying a deluxe edition with 3 more tracks. I'm all good. I'm all good.
I think that's a safe bet.
I'm all good. I say take a minute, tour the world, regroup, and
I can tell you right now that my From Zero listens are over. So that's where we are with that.
wow, there it is. There it is.
Don't be offended, bands. My listens for a lot of albums are over.
You know what? You're very right, because sometimes a new release comes out and you're very excited for it, and you put it on and you're like, you know what, NERD? That was my one fly or die listen. I guess that's it. I'm not coming back.
I had that on vinyl. That is gone. Goodbye.
I remember when that record was coming out, Matt, and I was so excited because the first NERD album was, at the time, one of my like all-time favorite records. And I remember saying to people, oh man, it's the Neptunes. They can't miss.
And there was a time that the Neptunes could not miss.
They could not miss. And let me tell you, they missed.
Oh yeah.
They missed. Yeah. Actually, they continue to miss. The NERD discography is tough go. It's tough go.
Well, now they aren't even really a concern anymore.
Well, no, yeah, because they fell apart.
Chad and him are
They're done.
not friends.
Not friends, which is its own weird thing. So, Joe, thank you so much for letting me know about having boots on the ground at Sonic Temple. Much appreciated. If you were at Sonic Temple or you've seen Linkin Park this year, this summer, or going this fall, let us know how it went, what you thought. What did your ears say? What did your eyes say? We want to know. RoachKoachPodcast@gmail.com. Let us know. Matt, another way you can let us know things is by sliding in those DMs.
Sliding up in.
That's right, Matt. We got a DM once again from Will over at Hotline TNT.
Oh, my.
Will was very excited that we had mentioned his recommendation of Bleed.
I really enjoyed that Bleed.
Really enjoyed that Bleed. Very much enjoyed listening to that album. And he said, I'm still rocking with that Bleed. And he wanted to let us know that their previous EP has one of the most badass ignorant guitar riffs ever. Now, anyone who's listened to Hotline TNT know that Will is ripping leads 24/7, 365. Okay? Will is another guy, much like Josh Toomey, on stage every day. Okay? That's where he's got to be. Currently on tour, new Hotline record. I think by the time this episode goes up, that Hotline record's going to be out.
Or dropping that week, basically.
Basically, yes. So, Matt, this is an older song by Bleed. It's called Silver. And apparently, badass ignorant guitar riff.
Yep, found it. And here is Silver from Bleed. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, old friend.
Hello. Listen, if you're going to put a little bendy on it, okay? And then and what you can tell happened here is this guitarist came up with this bendy riff. And he said, "This is pretty sick. Do you mind if I just keep on playing it on just like a loop?" And they're like, "Yeah, sick as hell. I can do what I need to do on top of that." I'm going to say something controversial, Matt. But my feeling, having listened to a lot of Bleed since Will put us on it, they're kind of like, and this is going to sound very sacrilegious, and I'm sorry, but I got to say it. It's kind of like Helmet. It's like a better Helmet. That's where I stand on it. I get big Helmet vibes, especially listening to this EP. And then it just felt, I don't know, like it's a more dynamic Helmet. That's where I'm getting from it. That's what I'm getting from it.
All right. I'm not buying or selling that right now. I didn't necessarily hear Helmet, but that doesn't mean that there aren't Helmet things in there. I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked that.
I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot. Will, thank you for sending that over to us. Listen, when you say, "Hey, there's an ignorant ass guitar riff," those are the best kind, baby.
Yeah.
Those are the best kind. Matt, we got this DM.
I mentioned King of the Rats by Body Snatcher.
That's right. The Kings. Matt, we also got this DM from Dave Fogarty, which feels a bit like you can take this either as excitement or a threat, depending on where you stand.
Where you stand.
Matt, you want to read this one here?
Mudvayne signs with Alchemy Records for long-awaited sixth album. New music is coming, says Chad Gray. What do you say, Lauren?
Listen, Matt, as we know, having listened to every Mudvayne album on the Roach Koach podcast, go into the archives, check it out. They're all there. We know that Mudvayne brings the heat. Their win to loss ratio is incredibly strong, especially when you stack them up against a lot of these other bands. A lot of these other bands, they had one. Maybe they had half a one, and then they took a shit. Mudvayne, heater. Remember fucking Determined? I sure do. I've never forgotten. Remember when they did a fucking murder mystery in their album?
Yeah.
Mudvayne, rest for no one. Black light liner notes. Mudvayne, let's fucking go. I predict it. This one's going to be a hot one. And you know what? I'm going to hear those haters who say, Lauren, you saw the videos. Chad Gray doesn't have the same voice anymore that he used to have. I got a little story for you. It's called studio magic. All right,
That's right, baby.
You don't do the first take, you do the best take.
And then you apply all the vocal processing needed.
Listen, you can layer it up. I'm not against some vocal layering. All right, stack them some more. Make it sound like it's an army of Chads. Let's do this thing. New Mudvayne. Let's fucking go. Listen, you think Mudvayne's gonna drop some limp noodle ass butt song on you?
No
After
way.
they've been touring basically nothing but LD50 for 2 years? I'm calling it now. There's going to be at least 4 heaters on this album.
Ooh, 4, you think?
I'm going to put them at 4. I'm going to give them 4. Because listen, what were our thoughts when we first heard they're going to make a new Stain record?
Oh yeah, I rolled just hearing it. Yeah.
And then Stain was like, we got at least 3 to 4 heaters.
And you know what? They did. And
they
it even made my top of the year.
It did. And they let Mushak cook. So in this
case, that's what it's all about.
That's right. So listen, you got to let the boys in Mudvayne cook. All right. Let Gray cook. Let Martini cook. All right.
Let them all cook. I say to any band, let Mushak cook.
Let Mushak cook. Also, let Mushak cook. Even if he's not in your band, let him cook. Bring him in.
Just let him come in. Let Mushak cook.
Let Mushak cook. All right. So, Dave, thank you so much for letting us know that Mudvayne is coming back and they're going to drop another heater on us. We got a DM from Ryan. Who sent us, he said, Black Gold just dropped a new single, NU. And he just sent us a screenshot of the lyrics to this song, which is called Dance Like That. And the lyric is move to the rhythm, to the boom and the bap, bringing that new metal sound back, get your baggy jeans and a baseball cap. Okay. All right. Let's check that out.
All right, this is Dance Like That by Black Gold.
Can you dance like that?
All right.
Matt, I thought of a lot of things when I heard this song, but one person that I definitely thought of when I heard these lyrics and I heard this song was friend of the show, Charles Manson.
Charles Manson.
Charles.
Yeah.
Charles, this new Black Gold. I feel like this is something that you would do, that you would spit these type of bars.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Charles, I know school's out. Have you finally graduated or are you still in school?
Yeah, my parents told me I was 18, so I'm out of school now.
Oh shit, you're officially an adult now, Charles.
That's correct. I was 16 years old for a very long time, and then they just told me I'm 18, so I am 18 now.
Oh my goodness. How did you celebrate your birthday?
I was working in the Blockbuster video in my basement.
They made you work on your birthday. Oh.
Yeah, but don't worry. I was listening to all the good songs, all the ones I like. I was listening to this Black Gold song called Dance Like That. I like that one. I was listening to this song by Joey Valence and Bray called The Baddest. I like that one. Yeah.
Charles.
Yeah, buddy.
So you haven't been listening to any songs. You've been sitting in silence.
What do you mean?
You've just named the songs that we're talking about right now. It seems like you haven't listened to any songs. Charles, do they not let you play any music in the Blockbuster?
They don't anymore. Ever since they heard my songs about Tammy, my parents don't let me play music in the basement anymore.
Oh my gosh. Charles, you're 18 years old. You should move out.
Oh shit, I can move out.
You can move out.
I don't have any transferable skills and I don't have any money.
Well, listen, that's most 18-year-olds. They don't have any. I think what you just need to do is you need to just make the break, get out there, show the world what you got. Okay?
I'll show the world what I got. I like that.
Okay. And I don't have any money to give you, and neither does Matt. But
no, man, I'm broke, dude.
Matt is broke, and I'm broke as well. But what we can tell you is that you've got youth by your side, you've got the wind to your back, and you get rhymes for days. That's with the Z.
Well, catch me on the Patreon. spitting a bar a month.
Bar a month. All right. Happy birthday, Charles.
Thank you.
Well, there we go. Ryan, thank you so much for shooting us that black gold.
It was fun. I will
was.
say it
It
was
was.
very fun. It had that same thing like I was mentioning Joey Valence and Bray, where it's just fun. It's not particularly great, but boy, it comes on. I get hype. I get excited. What else do we want?
Right. What else do we want? We want to have fun. We want to have fun. Absolutely. Matt, speaking of fun, and this is only slightly, relating to the show, but I feel like we should talk about it. A few months ago, I had mentioned that Saw 11 was canceled.
Yes, because why did you rewatch all the Saw films?
Oh, it wasn't a rewatch. It was a watch. It was a first-time watch.
But you kind of like personal challenged yourself to watch all the Saw films?
The reason I did it was that a friend of mine had told me that it's worth it to get into the lore. It's worth it to get deep into the lore of Saw. And I just had to give it a chance. So I decided to do so. And by the end, I don't know if I necessarily think it's a good franchise. I feel like the lows are very low and the acting is by and large the worst. But you can't
by and large the worst.
Oh, the acting is so bad. It's so bad. But I do every now and again you just find yourself like chuckling at the audacity of Jigsaw, of just what he's gonna do. And especially in Saw X, when you realize, that he's been betrayed and then he's going to get vengeance on the people who tricked him, I'm just like, well, now I'm totally on his side. Go get him. And then as he's dismembering them, you're like, I can't believe I allied with this guy. Oh my God.
This
Anyway,
guy's a real creep.
This guy's a real creep. And so hearing though that Saw 11 was being canceled, very bummed out. The news was broke recently that Blumhouse has acquired the rights to Saw from Twisted Pictures, and they will be making new Saw films. So from the ashes, Saw returns once again. I don't know what this means for Jigsaw. The guy who plays Jigsaw is, I believe, 82 years old. So that might be part of it. But you know what, though? You can always have a new Jigsaw. You can always do a twist on that. You can always revitalize it. Okay? I think this can be done. Now, I know people are going to be writing in, Lauren, what is your preferred horror franchise? Thank you for asking. So, I'm somebody who has a lot of blind spots, okay? I haven't really seen I tell you, I've seen every single Freddy. Okay?
Freddy's my dude. I'm a Freddy guy.
Yeah. Well, we grew up, when Freddy we were like 8 years old and we all knew who Freddy Krueger was.
Yeah.
So I've seen all the Freddy movies. I've only seen, in regards to Jason, I've only seen Freddy versus Jason. I haven't seen any of the other. Oh no, I've seen the first Friday the 13th. I take that back, which Jason's not even in really. And I've seen all the Halloweens. No, I take it back. I've seen some of the Halloweens. That's the thing. I've seen some of the Halloweens. I've seen all the Evil Deads. There you go. I've seen all the Evil Deads. Have you? But where I stand right now is right now, there's no franchise I love more than Terrifier. I'm all in on Terrifier.
You're all in on Terrifier.
All in on Terrifier. Terrifier 3 was so insane and so funny that I was just like, I'm all about it. Art the Clown. He's going to be in town this weekend as we record this. And I was like, what would it cost me to get a picture with Art the Clown? I actually thought about it. And I'm not spending $190, but I thought about it. But I'm not going to do it. No, I don't like Terrifier that much. So yeah, I'm a big Terrifier guy. Yeah. Terrifier 3, very funny. It's also it's so disgusting. It's incredible. So, I mean, Terrifier 2's got some insane kills. Terrifier 3's, Terrifier 4, let's fucking go. That's all I gotta say. Matt, where do you stand horror franchises? What's your number one?
I mean, like I said, I'm a Freddy guy. I grew up with him. I love him very much. Then I go to Scream. I like the Scream franchise.
I like the Scream franchise, yeah.
I think the Scream franchise holds up really well. I will say that the original Halloween is fucking terrifying to me still to this day. And I think that holds up incredibly well. I think Michael Myers in the first two films is super creepy. But of all horror films, I am real basic. The Thing. I'm all about The Thing.
The Thing is amazing. Yeah. When it comes to all-time horror films, I mean, the thing is that like Dawn of the Dead, so incredible. the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I
understand it. Like, it is not. I find it very hard to watch,
Yeah.
just because it's filmed so wildly. It's almost like watching somebody else play a first-person shooter.
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
just very handheld and it's gross.
Right.
It's a movie that makes me feel gross.
Right.
So it excels incredibly in that way.
Mm-hmm.
And when he closes that door, I don't know if there's a scarier moment
Right. Yeah.
in cinema. Like, that is terrifying.
Yeah. A recent addition to my horror movie canon that I highly recommend is The Sadness, which is a Japanese, I guess, zombie film is the way to look at it. That's got to be one of the most gory, upsetting. It might be one of the bloodiest movies I've ever seen. It's really quite something. It really, really is. Awful stuff happens in it from beginning to end. I have a Blu-ray. It's quite something. Highly recommended. If you want to be upset, watch a movie called The Sadness. No lies detected. Matt, we got a DM from Evie who said, "Hey, Roachies, wanted to let you know about a new metal related dream I had recently.
I'm all ears."
It involved me going back in time to right after 9/11 and watching Jacoby Shaddix, Brandon Boyd, and Michael Stipe from REM performing together at a benefit concert. I don't remember what song they performed, but Stipe was wearing headphones for some reason, and there were sound issues. This is the second new dream I have had since I began listening to your podcast, LOL. All right, Evie, first, thank you for writing in. Much appreciated. Second of all, I'm glad that we're influencing your dreams. Third of all, I like that this dream has you going back in time to right after 9/11.
Correct.
Thus, not forcing you to make the decision to try to stop it in your dream, but instead to go to one of the many benefit concerts that were put on. In this case, for some reason, Jacoby Shaddix, Brandon Boyd, and Michael Stipe performing together, which is funny because
wild combo.
Wild. Also, because Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, that's 3 vocalists.
Correct. What if it was the 3 of them singing The Sound of Silence?
What if they're doing like fucking like Frankie Valli songs or like the Beach Boys, just all having to harmonize together?
They're just doing just an a cappella joint.
Some Billy Joel tracks. For the longest
Scenes from
time.
an Italian restaurant.
I was thinking for the longest time. Actually,
Michael Stipe, the longest time. Michael Stipe's got the longest time. And then Brandon Boyd. Yep.
That's the one.
That's how I dreamed it.
Evie, you dreamed it. We made it a reality. Keep on dreaming and telling us about it. Matt, it's time to go to the boards, buddy.
Gotta go to the boards.
Matt, why don't you read this headline from Metalhead Zone?
Clint Lowry confirms next Sevendust album will be about Christ.
Matt.
Man, oh man.
The boards have never been more seen right now. I would say if you're on the boards right now, brace yourself.
Dan Terry DM'd us almost immediately, I want to say. He was like, look at this.
He's guys, the boards. I'm like, I can't believe it. What a statement. Did he say that and then walk away? Did he walk away from it like Denzel Washington walking away from that guy, Man on Fire, who had the grenade in his ass? Just, I don't even need to watch what happens next. I know
what happens next.
I know what happens next, baby.
I was born in this conversation.
Clint, wow. This next Sevendust album, honestly, super interested now. What is this going to be? How intense is Lejean going to get into this, talking about Christ? In what angle are we going at this? I want to know. And there's only 2 ways I'm going to find out, Matt. One, this is the easy way, is to listen to the album when it comes out.
Yeah, just wait till the album comes out. Sure.
That's the easy way. But the other option is to not listen to the album and just go straight to the boards.
Straight to the boards
and just see how it's being interpreted by even-handed, knowledgeable people.
Level-headed.
People who would take a minute to absorb and consider.
Process.
No knee-jerk responses.
Not a one.
Posts at a normal hour. 4 o'clock in the
Oh.
afternoon, 7 o'clock
Yeah.
in the evening. No 1 a.m. posts.
Just got done with my 7 p.m. listen to the new Sevendust record.
And I have some thoughts, some considered thoughts.
Quite a few thoughts about this.
All right. So, yeah, if you're on the boards right now, I just hope that you're ready. I would say just have an emergency contact at the ready.
Yes, please.
Matt, we got, I think, a ton of DMs
Yes.
from our guy, Rob May.
Love that. I'll get it. I'll get on that for you. Rob May comes in with, side note, you guys heard EarthTone9 before? One of the UK's greatest ever metal bands. My God, they were ahead of their time, but are back now. This builds and builds and builds to a gorgeous chorus. They quit the first time just as the major labels wanted them, as did the also incredible Vacant Stare. This song, guys, wowza. So this is EarthTone9 with a song called Tot Twam Asai. You have to go minute and a half-ish to find that lush chorus. You in, Lauren? You want to hear some of this?
I need to hear this. I need to hear some EarthTone9.
All right, let's do it. There we go. Got it. Dang.
Wow, EarthTone9. Matt, are we dealing with a band who can do it all?
They may be able to. They're definitely showing that they're capable.
We're talking soft parts. We're talking loud parts. We're talking screams. And we're talking singing. That's, I believe, the 4 food groups of music, right?
That is exactly the 4 food groups of music.
When you're making music, you go into a studio with a producer. And I talked to other people so people can back this up. This is research that I've done. You go into a producer, the producer says to you, okay, what type of song is it? And you say, well, it's a fast song. Great, perfect. Fast song. Are you singing it or are you screaming it? Oh, well, I was going to sing it. Great, perfect. And then that's it. That's the type of song it is.
Mm-hmm.
When you get in the studio with EarthTone9, producer says, what type of song is it? Well, it's slow and then it's fast. I beg your pardon? Yes. Slow and then fast. Okay, well, are you going to sing or are you going to scream it? We're going to do both. What? Is this possible? Can this be done? And EarthTone9 says, yes, we can do it. We can do it.
Hold on to your ass.
Hold on to your ass because it's going to get blown off by the singing and the screams. Slow parts into fast parts, back to slow parts. We're going to do it.
That's what we do.
Other bands, they can't handle this. They can one tempo, one type of vocal. EarthTone9 says, no, forget about it. Forget about it.
You wish.
You wish you could do.
You fucking wish.
You fucking wish. Rob, thank you so much for sending that recommendation.
Love that.
And all of the many other recommendations, which, listen, we're just going to sit on those. So we have stuff to talk about for all future Who's Tweeting episodes. Thank you so much, Rob. Much appreciated. Matt, we did an episode to kick off Side Project Summer.
Yes,
all
we did.
about Sully Erna's album Avalon.
Oh, buddy, we sure did. We sure did.
And a lot of things came out of that episode. But one of the big things that came out of it, Matt, was the concept of a no skips album.
Correct.
And how really there's only 4 no skips albums.
Correct.
And it's been very interesting to see everybody else's list come in of other no skips albums.
Yeah.
So Matt, first, if you want to tell us, Ryan came in with his no skips, his 4 no skips.
Absolutely. Top 4 no skips albums by Ryan's timeline. Number 4, Bubba Sparks, Deliverance.
Absolutely no skips.
3, 30 Seconds to Mars, This Is War.
Of course.
2, Sully Erna, Avalon.
Yes.
1, 30 Seconds to Mars, A Beautiful Lie.
You gotta have at least 2 30 Seconds to Mars albums on your no skips list, okay? Matt, when you get in your car with Rosemary,
Oh, yeah.
and you're like, we're going to take a longer drive. We're driving to Livonia today, just as an example.
Yeah, and
You
I
want-
tell her straight up, I look at her and I'm like, by the way, we're covering 30 Seconds to Mars, This Is War.
Right.
And she looks at me and goes, Dada, I know.
Dada, no skips.
No skips.
No skips, Dada. No skips. Beautiful work. Atrim74 said, I see Costco had a sale on them cheeks.
Oh, them cheeks were at a discount.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Chad Radical came in with, if Jonathan Davis grew up in Boston listening to Aerosmith, this would have been the Queen of the Damned soundtrack.
Amazing, Chad. Amazingly well said. It's true. Ryan Rizzo, shocker here, said, it's a skip for this one, Ryan.
Ryan,
What are you talking about? All right.
But
Okay.
I feel like there are only 4 no skips albums out there.
What are they, Matt?
Okay, so here are my no skips. Right Act, Pearl Jam.
Of course. Don't skip a track on Riot Act.
Not a track.
Not a one.
Pork Soda, Primus. Which is like just saying it. You're like, oh yeah, that's a no skipper. And then
no
of course
skips?
And then of course those 2:30 Seconds to Mars records.
Of course. Matt, so we have been getting a lot of questions about what are your true absolute no skips records. Thank you for
And I
asking.
would love for you to let's drop it and like,
drop it for a second.
do it.
Do
and
it for
then
real.
Do the real one. Yeah,
absolutely.
Please.
Yeah, for sure. So first, no skips. Obviously, Coldplay, Music of the Spheres. You cannot skip a song on Music of the Spheres. Because I'm pretty sure every song is a color on that one. Don't quote me. I don't know. I don't skip them. I don't know what they're called. I just let that shit
I'm just
play.
living in it.
I'm just living in it. Second, of course, a no skips record. It's in all our collections. Black Eyed Peas, Monkey Business. Why would you skip a song? It's the Peas. Why?
When it goes from Monkey Business to My Humps, are you kidding me?
You listen, is that the Hip Hoppa album? I think of course it is. It's my no skips. And then finally 2 albums by 30 Seconds to Mars. You pick them. No skips.
No skips.
No.
Yeah,
skips.
when I go from Pump It to My Style to My Humps to Dumb Diddly to Gone to Disco Club. I mean, wait a second. Sorry, my fault. That would be if you were skipping a bunch of songs. Let me redo this.
Oh man.
When I go from Pump It to Don't Funk With My Heart, then to My Style, then to Don't Lie, then to My Humps, then to Like That, then to Dumb Diddly, then to Feel It, Going Gone, They Don't Want Music, Disco Club, Bebo, Ba-Bump, Audio Delight, At Lo-Fi, and Union. 15 tracks, not a single skip.
They had a meeting where they had to sequence this record. They had a meeting where they said, how many songs on Monkey Business, guys? And they said,
all of them.
All of them. Every song we recorded. Actually, these aren't even done. Put them on there. Even 15. How many songs are on an average album? 15. You check that? You check that, Will I Am? Nope. I made that up.
The utter audacity of
Wild.
making Monkey Business a double album is preposterous.
They were like,
And these aren't fucking short songs, Lauren.
Well, yeah, you've got to get, first of all, you got to get Fergie in there. All right, she's got to do some singing.
Of course she does.
Will I Am's going to have to do some rapping. And
Yeah,
then
of course.
you've got to get some work in there from fan favorites, Apple the App and
Apple the
Taboo.
Dude, I will tell you this. This album came out in 2005. I was in the Philippines in 2006. If you are unaware, Apple Diap is Filipino. If not at birth, absolutely in heritage, I believe from birth. Very celebrated. It was a big fucking deal in the Philippines. I heard Bebo more in that 3 months that I was there than any other song while I was there. It was as if it were another national anthem. The excitement for Apple Diap there was fever pitch. So I will always have a soft spot in my heart for Apple Diap because I love the Philippines so much.
Well, that's beautiful. I love that for you, Matt. I love that. And listen, anytime you go somewhere and someone local breaks, it is truly something to see everyone suddenly unite around this person. I was living in Pittsburgh when Mac Miller started to break.
Oh my gosh.
And Over the Moon. And I was like, this music's terrible, but he's from here. So there you go. I was also there same time when Wiz Khalifa Black and Yellow broke.
Holy.
Whew. Living in Pittsburgh when Black and Yellow broke. I hope you like hearing the song Black and Yellow. Okay. It's going to be playing everywhere.
Now, Lauren, I want to play a game with you right now.
Sure.
Called Monkey Business, where I ask you how long you think a song is on Monkey Business. And it's a song I guarantee you've heard before.
Okay.
How long do you think the song My Humps is?
See,
how long?
In my head, My Humps can't be longer than 2 minutes. In my head. I don't see how you could make it longer than 2 minutes. 2 minutes, as I say to you, that seems like too long. There's no way My Humps is longer than 2 minutes. But your laughter and your giddiness lets me know that this song
is 5 minutes and 27 seconds long.
What?
Which makes me ask, is there a skit? Is there a sketch? Is there something I don't know about My Humps?
How is it
How is that song 5 minutes and 27 seconds? By the way, we're a new metal podcast.
We're a new metal podcast, but we got thrown off by Monkey Business, and it's no skips situation. And 5 minutes and 20 seconds.
I have to see if it's a sketch situation. Okay, I know that part. Okay. Oh, so there's an exitlude. This is still part of My Humps.
Oh. Okay. Then if you had played this on a CD, it would be
5 minutes and 27 seconds. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Insane. Well, Matt, we're going to keep it going.
I hope so.
Trim74 said, Jesus Christ, just finished the scroll. I don't know if I can go any further. And why do I smell Summer's Eve? Trim, I hope you went to a hospital. I don't know why you're smelling Summer's Eve, but I hope you went to a hospital.
We all know why he's smelling Summer's Eve.
We know why.
Garbage.
No, yeah,
wow.
definitely.
Because I'm so East Coast.
Definitely Boston it up, Matt. It's
Garbage Stockart comes in with, since this episode dropped, I have listened to this album all the way through several times. Nobody is more surprised about this than I am. I guess it really is a no-skip album.
This, honestly, my favorite comment. I saw this and I said, wow, the power of music, which, Matt, if you think about it.
Hold it.
If you think
what?
About it, Matt, if you think about music,
okay,
it's just vibrations.
Oh, you're right.
It's just vibrations, and I feel like music predates everything. I'm talking like primordial ooze, and then immediately after, jams. That's the move. There was ooze, and then there were beats. There was ooze, and then there was flow. There was ooze, and then we were just jamming by the fireside. Listen, everyone talks about, why did man invent fire? Did he need it for warmth? No.
Right. No.
No. He needed it so he could make sure that he was hitting his chords just right, baby. He had to know that he was hitting them right when he was playing around. It was too dark to see at nighttime. He had to get some light so he could light it up with his tunes. The power of music.
The power of music.
Razor Biscuit says, I feel bad that Lauren spent $8 on this steaming pile of shit, LOL. Razor Biscuit, It's a no-skip album. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It came with the scroll. It was money well spent. I'm glad that I have it. Because, listen, it meant that I got one more no-skips album in my life. You know?
That's right.
Yeah.
Just like David Boone comes in and says, the unskippable classics, The Return of Bruno, Kiss Unmasked, 30 Seconds to Mars, self-titled, I'd imagine.
I imagine, yeah.
And Avalon.
And Avalon.
Have you heard The Return of Bruno?
Matt, I have. It's one of those records that somebody will whip out of college and go, you know about Bruce Willis's musical career? And I was like, I'm familiar that he did some ads, and I know he sang in Hudson Hawk, which I also, people played Hudson Hawk as well. I feel like they go hand in hand. Like, there's the ad, obviously, but if you watch Hudson Hawk, someone will inevitably then go over and talk about it. Now, Matt, I notice you are holding now in your hands a vinyl copy of Bruce Willis's The Return of
A
Bruno.
pristine copy of The
Wow.
Return of Bruno.
Was this a record store day find?
No, this was a record store, but this is an original. This was sealed when I bought it. It is no longer sealed. I got for $10 The Return of Bruno, because Matt Rose and I from our show Matters had a big to do about those Seagram's Golden Wine Cooler commercials that he did.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Because Bruce Willis would be like, "Hey, Mr. Seagram's, this one's for you," and then he'd be like, "Seagram's Golden Wine Coolers." Just look it up, people. I am as old as time.
Matt David Shook said, I was not prepared for a genuine live, laugh, love, let alone an entire scroll of Sully's ancient wisdom, decades into his career at this point, and yet this man continues to surprise us all. David, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Gareth Davies comes in with great to start side project summer. Quick note, down our way, summer is about beaches, barbecue, and maybe cricket if you're nasty. Are you guys spending springtime stocking up on all the flowers because funerals? This album is fine. It has flashes of great, but he really needed to go full Dead Can Dance or Tea Party rather than just hinting at it. Anyway, top 4 tip to tail albums. Marilyn Manson Smells Like Children. Holy shit. Ray Parker Jr. Greatest Hits.
Yes.
30 Seconds to Mars America. Wheatus Christmas Dirtbag.
Christmas Dirtbag threw me for a loop. Truly did. Truly did. The Smells Like Children deep cut. Listen, no greater surprise for young boys and girls than to hear Marilyn Manson's Sweet Dreams on old 89X and the deciding to throw down your hard-earned cash for the Smells Like Children album, EP, whatever the fuck it was, to find out that it's garbage time. That it is, it's literally just noise. It's very bad.
It is. Let me see the track listing. I mean, for as many songs that are on it, it shouldn't be as bad as it is.
Yes, that's a famous. I remember this kid saying to me, "Going, yeah, I shouldn't have bought that." Yeah. Steven Muzinski said nothing like Down in Bon Jovi's seminal 30 Slippery When Wet with some 30 Seconds to Mars. Only the classics. And then Evie responded and said, for me, it's Snoop Dogg's reggae album, Snoop Lion.
Knew that, yep.
Those 2 30 Seconds to Mars albums and Avalon.
It comes back with Mickey Avalon self-titled My Dick. I mean, who doesn't love that song?
Who doesn't?
The first 2 30 Seconds to Mars records. And then, of course, Avalon. Call Gilligan because I can't find the skipper.
Amazing. Also, Mickey Avalon. There's one.
Wow.
Matt, do you remember when that was like people were really trying to make Mickey Avalon a thing?
Oh, it was
a
push.
He opened for so many people. You would read about shows coming to town as like opening up for the Mickey Avalon. It's, who does Mickey Avalon have no nude photos of? Why is he getting these openings? And then the thing is that you'd hear anything by him and you go, this guy's the worst. He's so bad. He's so bad.
Fucking terrible.
Yeah. And in the same realm, I put in the same realm was like Harmar Superstar. That was the same thing.
Well, how did that happen?
Then I found out recently he's like doing like a tour where he's a headliner, like a nostalgia tour. And I was like, What?
Why?
We were all upset about that back in the day. Did we all forget? Are we that desperate for nostalgia that we want to go see the bad band we used to skip? We used to show up late, so we went to see a Harmar Superstar opening set.
Oh, you don't want to see that Dan Deacon set that we've been talking about?
Man alive, I don't. I'm skipping it. I'm showing up late to miss that. Next thing you're going to tell me, hey, listen, Ghostland Observatory is coming back. No. Ronnie Neely said, holy cow, you guys were firing on all cylinders on this episode. Do not play this episode at a funeral. Everyone will laugh too much and it will drown out the Sully soundtrack.
Got him. That's a got him.
Incredible. Anyways, thought I'd share my 4 unskippable albums. 1, Michael Jackson's posthumous album, Michael. That includes the 3 songs that turns out Michael wasn't even singing on. Number 2, 30 Seconds to Mars, A Beautiful Lie. Thank you.
Of course.
Number 3, 30 Seconds to Mars, 30 Seconds to Mars. And number 4, Sully Erna, Avalon.
Oh.
4 no skips. Great episode. 100% essential. 0% ego. 8% prowler.
Yeah, baby.
There it is.
Mikey Hodge. The violins really hit me, man.
Wow.
I love your response here, Lauren. Even violin?
Even violins? What? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And finally, KRM said, at least I have my wife's support in this trying time. And KRM sent a screenshot of this episode with the caption, no OMG LMAO. And his wife said, I'm sorry. And their wife said, sorry to you.
And then instantly,
KRM came back and said, I've had my fill. And their wife said, LMAO. That is a supportive spouse. The sorry to you, truly amazing. A great response. Thank you, everybody who commented. You can continue to comment, say hello to us on Facebook, Instagram. Send us an email, roachcoachpodcast@gmail.com. Matt, there's only one way to close out an episode of Roach Coach, and that is with Stupid F and Matt's new core for old heads.
ooh, my joints. I like that one.
I like that one,
yeah. Lauren, it is time for Stupid F and Matt's list to set sail off to sea.
Wow.
This is the last song that we have on here.
Oh my god.
Now, if you're playing at home and you did follow the link to this playlist, you'll know that there's a song by Filth on here called Chin Check. We've spent time with Chin Check before, so we are going to pass that one up. But don't you worry. We got one more. Matt's always got one more.
Always got one more.
And I'm excited. It's by a band called Diamond Construct, and it's called Switchblade OST, which in my mind is original soundtrack.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to expect here, but here we go.
Yeah, bad, they pull up right and rap like me. You can fuck with me. The scene is fucked without me. 20 minutes.
I mean,
Matt, I got to tell you, when you tell me that this song is called Switchblade OST, which means we're taking it as original soundtrack, all I can think is that means if you have a Switchblade and you pop it out, this starts playing.
Yep.
This is the only accompaniment. You pop this out, this banger goes right with it. Sharp as a blade. Sharp as a blade. Listen, my dad's best friend used to work in emergency medicine, and he used to say to my dad, Jack, which is not my dad's name, but they call each other Jack. I don't know. It's an in-joke, old guy thing. He'd go, Jack, nothing worse than a stab wound. And my dad would go, what do you mean, Jack? Why? And he goes, because it gets you going in, and then it gets you coming back out. So when you hear this song, accompanying a blade, just know, yeah, it's going to get you double time. It's going to get you double time. It's incredible.
These are Australian boys. Australian as the day is long. There's something in the water over there, man. They're fucking putting out heaters.
It's nothing but heaters because it's so hot there. There's so much desert. I've seen all the Mad Max movies. I know what's going on down there. It's crazy. Incredible capper. Stupid of a Matt. I think this list has proven that you are not stupid.
No.
You're wise.
You've got your finger on the fucking pulse.
You got that on the pulse of rippers. You do. You really did. Incredible work. Incredible. Well done. Now we're going to have to find a new list, I guess, man.
I think we've got a couple people already in the hopper.
So I think we do. But thank you so much, Matt, for this incredible list that we've been running through these past many weeks and I guess year and a half. Yeah, we've been working on this thing. Incredible way to go out and an incredible way to end this episode of Roach Coach. Thank you so much for listening. Keep on saying hello to us online, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Blue Sky. We're on all of those. Head on over to the Patreon, patreon.com/Roach Coach Podcast. The crack is coming. The butt rock bracket. It's going to be amazing. Going to be incredible. You got to subscribe. Do not want to miss a moment of that. Send us an email, roachcoachpodcast@gmail.com. And until next time, Matt, thank you.
Lauren, thank you.